Welcome back, everyone, here to Bronx Talks. Today, we're going to be talking about our early opinions on the Yankees here in 2024. And the Yankees have gotten off to a phenomenal start. The first series of the year, they went into Houston, swept the Astros, and then just recently took out 2 out of 3 from the Arizona Diamondbacks, the defending National League champs, on the road. And they're 6-1, an amazing start for the Bronx Bombers, and things have looked really, really good. We're going to be talking about what we like, how the season's going to progress, if things are going to change, players, so on and so forth. So, Christian, Yankees are 6-1. How are you feeling? What are your opinions on the team?
It's awesome. And it's easy to, no team could be 6-1 and have bad things to say about them. But I mean, it does feel different this year. The energy, the lineup dynamic. One thing that's really impressed me has been the bullpen. I mean, we knew it was going to be good because the bullpen is just always good with the Yankees. And that's one thing Cashman has done a great job with, but it's even better than really what I thought it was going to be. And it also feels like the Yankees have almost been a little bit more aggressive with their bullpen this year. I don't know if there's necessarily stats to back that up, but especially for April, uh, I at least from what I remember last year, Yankees were taking things very slow in April with off days, with using guys out of the pen, even starters, limiting pitches. So far from what we've seen, I mean, Yanks went up 3-0 in the series, and then Sunday day game with the game Monday, they rolled out the exact same lineup playing all their starters. That Sunday. Can't say that's something they've done in the past. Stroman touched 100 pitches on his first start. So, and even guys in the bullpen have kind of stretched out to 2 innings. So I don't know if that's new or it's kind of just on schedule with where guys are at progress wise, but it does feel like the Yankees have been a little bit more aggressive out of the gate.
Yeah, and it's really nice to see. I mean, the first two opponents of the year, they're really good teams, and the Yankees gave it their best shot. They gave it everything they had, and that's really nice to see. And Christian, we are 7 games into the season, and the energy has been something like we've never seen before. I mean, it all started, I think, with game one, Juan Soto being that fired up when he threw out Dubon at home, and then in the post game, went with the backwards hat. We saw that throughout the series. But the energy has just been so different by the new guys they brought in. For example, Marcus Stroman, when he's not pitching and he's in the dugout, instead of wearing like the classic, just like team gear, he's wearing like a Yankees vintage American League champion shirt or some kind of vintage Yankee shirt that looks really cool. And the energy has just been amazing. Like the way they're talking with one another, the way the vibes are. Alex Verdugo got everything started with, calling Soto and the rest of the boys in the outfield dogs out there. And now that's a whole celebration. When Verdugo homered the other day and he went into the dugout, they were all barking like dogs. Like that energy has been something we've been missing for so long. And I think, when you look at this Yankees team and the energy so far in 2024, we haven't seen this in quite some time. Quite some time. I'd say it's been like a decade almost. And it's just amazing to say.
Yeah, it goes a long way. As for the lineup, look, I think Juan Soto completely changes it from what the Yankees lineup was last year. And I mean, I look at what this lineup would be if without Juan Soto. They're probably like a 500 team, really, to start the season. I mean, Judge obviously got off to a slow start here. And, Oswaldo carried the Yanks a bit in that Astros series, but Juan Soto, the at bats he's provided have been amazing, and they've really just worked pitchers. And I mean, I do think top to bottom, it is a little bit better of a lineup. Obviously Juan Soto helps a lot, but I think having Austin Wells in there with Trevino is a difference. I think Volpe, the adjustments he made, are very important. And they're already starting to pay off. I think he's going to have a fabulous season. Verdugo obviously had a big home run. Maybe he gets hot, but I mean, even the at bat he gives, he's putting the ball in play. and there are spots where that is important. So, I really think the lineup is probably where the Yankees have grown the most this year. And we're already kind of seeing it. And it's not like the Yankees have put up, 10-run games, but it's kind of been, 5, 6 runs of just grinding out at bats. And it's worked. And that's really the formula for the playoffs too.
Yeah, certainly. The lineup has looked amazing. And another thing that's looked amazing has been the Yankees bullpen. The Yankees bullpen has looked phenomenal. The whole series in Houston, they didn't allow a run. And they've been electric. So many guys coming out of the pen and just tossing up zeros. Ian Hamilton has 3 outings. He's pitched 5 2/3 innings. He has yet to allow a run. Jonathan Lasiga, same thing. And so many of their high leverage guys just coming into the game, being electric and being dominant. I think the Yankees bullpen is definitely one of the best in baseball. Keep in mind that this team, as bad as it was last year, their bullpen did lead the major leagues in lowest bullpen ERA. This is a really good bullpen. They've added some new faces. Ian Hamilton looks way better than what he was last year, and he was really good last year. And Jonathan Lasiga looks like he might have bounced back, and that would be another electric add and another big piece to the Yankees bullpen. They brought in new guys. Caleb Ferguson, Nick Birdie looks really good. So they have so many good pieces in that bullpen. They got a nice mix of lefty and righties. And I think you got to put the Yankees bullpen at the top of the board with best bullpens in Major League Baseball.
I agree. I think it's right up there. The one knock I have on the early Yankees season, the one thing I haven't liked is Nestor Cortez. We'll see where he's at, but his first 2 starts just have not looked good. His stuff does not look sharp, looks very hittable, and he's also coming off a bad season last year. So obviously he's going to have some time. He'll be in that rotation really until Garrett Cole comes back, but if he's still struggling, we'll see what happens with that. But on the other side, I mean, Luis Gil looked great, so it's kind of like a trade off there.
Yeah, sort of a mixed bag when it comes to those two guys. The stats have been really split and weird for Nestor Cortez. The first inning is just abysmal for him, and then he seems to settle down a little bit, just trying to get through that first inning. Obviously, that's something for pitchers. We see it a lot. It can become a theme and a trend with some guys where they just don't pitch well at all in the first inning. And like you said, Luis Gil looked really, really good. I think Luis Gil's velocity is just fabulous. I think it's amazing. And when he came out there, was pumping close to 100. I thought his fastball was brilliant. So, sort of mixed bag there. I think for the most part, the rotation is solid. Carlos Rodon seems to be, I'd say he's pitching, average, maybe a little above average. Hasn't totally hit that next step, I think, but I'd say over his first 2 starts this season, they were pretty solid. I mean, against Houston Astros, good lineup there. I think he only gave up a couple runs, and then yesterday against Arizona, a couple runs as well. So, quality starts. He's going out there. He's doing his job for the team. And hopefully pretty soon we'll see Rodon take that next step, where he can give us 6 shutout innings or 7 shutout innings and really be, that ace number 2 that the Yankees went out and got. Clark Schmidt looked really, really good. But for the most part, the rotation has looked good. There's obviously some things to improve on there. But overall, I'd say the Yankees, I mean, they're 6-1. If you told me at the start of the season the Yankees were going to be 6-1, everyone would have taken that. And I think the vibes are high, and it's an exciting time for sure to be a Yankee fan.